Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my second video looking at the introduction to career mode in Formula 1 2017. Our first video we looked at the 3 practice sessions and doing the engineers practice programs to obtain R&D points to use and spend on developing your car throughout the season. Now that's out the way, we get down to the real meaty stuff now, the meat and potatoes of what Formula 1's about, the actual competitive racing. So we're starting off with qualifying, where hopefully we're going to try and get ourselves into a good grid position, ready for the race, and then hopefully, come the race, we can do some business. So obviously, got a pretty decent setup on the car from practice. I've remembered to turn the fuel down as well, because I don't want to carry. I only want to carry about 5 laps of fuel into each qualifying session, and then we're going to go out there and do the qualifying business. So here we go. This is my first flying lap. I'm on the ultra soft tyres, which is the default that the game slapped on for me in qualifying 1. Probably not the option I would have gone with. I think I could perhaps have used the super soft tyres and gone through quite comfortably in session 1 without having to waste and use up a set of ultra softs. But again, I'm looking ahead towards the race, and the race strategy is leaning more towards using the super soft and soft tyre. That seems to be the sort of tyre availability there. So I'm thinking that maybe what I plan to do is actually save my super soft tyres for my Quali 2 run and see if I can actually get into if I can actually start the race on super softs, and that will give me an advantage of being able to run a little bit longer than all the cars on the ultras. Because of course, the fastest time you set in Q2, the tyres that you used for that run are what you will start the race on. So, important decisions to be made in Q2, because obviously your tyre choice there will affect what you're starting the race on. And like I say, if I'm a midfield team, I perhaps want to run a little bit longer, try and outlast some of the cars around me, take fewer pit stops, lose fewer time in the race. So maybe trying to qualify on the harder tyre is better for me. A 131, that's a reasonable marker. Put a score on the board, as they say. We've got one in the bag, and at the moment it puts me in pole position. But then I was the first car out on track, effectively, so no real damage done there. So obviously when the other guys get out on track and start doing their runs, I will expect to fall down the field, or I should fall down the field, unless my pace is a lot better than I figured and realised. I mean, it's hard to tell. No one shows their true pace in practice, so I didn't really take in any notice of where I was finishing in the practice timing screens, because I didn't expect any of the teams to be on it, especially not first race of the season anyway here at Australia. Everyone's cars are still in their early days. Lots of stuff still to be figured out by the teams. But I'm going for a second lap. I'm going to put in another lap, and it's going to be quicker than my first lap.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
Woohoo! So yeah, even improved on my first lap. So doing that extra second run, I got the tyres obviously a lot warmer. I'm not going for a third flying lap because I forgot to enable the DNS there. And the DRS. Didn't switch it on. I sometimes forget to do that in practice and qualifying. I think I'll just cruise on back round to the pits now. Pit box. My work here is done. Safely through Q1, I believe. So, start planning for Q2. I'm certainly liking the car. I feel I've got a good balance on the cars. There's just a few little bits that still perhaps would like to try and tweak out. I don't know whether it's my driving. It's probably more likely my driving, but see if I can find a setup that works with how I drive.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
I sometimes feel the car lacks downforce, but I know that is a case with the Force India. It's something I have got to develop with the R&D. And there's Ocon again in me way when I come into the pits. Thankfully, he didn't hold me up enough that time. Sat there with my engine running all that time. Seems a bit silly. You'd turn it off straight away, wouldn't you? So let's see where I am currently then in things. Come on, get the tyre blankets on. 130.764. That's quite quick. In fact, that is very quick. But I suppose the other drivers are sandbagging at this point in time. I'm not going to go out again. I'm not messing about. So I'm going to skip to qualifying 2 now. Skip ahead. So now we've got some strategy decisions to make. Because the time I set here, the fastest time I set here will dictate what tyres I use. And I think I've gone out on ultra softs. I meant to change to the super softs. I meant to change my tyres. And I didn't do. So that could potentially backfire on me and my strategy. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I kind of stuck it in the wall there, so I'm going to take advantage of a flashback. My first and only flashback so far in F1 2017, to avoid sticking the car in the wall. On me out lap. Because that's what it would have been. It would have been a crash on my out lap. Setting a good... Ooh. Went a bit deep into that corner. Absolutely nailed that one. I've got that corner down quite well. I hit both apexes perfectly. I'm getting better at this corner too now. Maybe some people would say I perhaps cut a little bit too much of the second part of that. And some people would like to see maybe the stewards get a little bit tougher on the track limit thing. I took that corner quite well as well for a change. All the way through my first video doing all the practice programs, I've got to grips with this circuit. I've been getting to grips with it. My driving's been improving each and every lap that I've turned on the circuit. Fastest lap, binga banga bongo. Let's go straight back to the garage and see what's occurring.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 30.0.
1 minute 30.0. Okay, and that was done on the ultra softs. I can't really change a lot because obviously parc fermé settings are in effect now. I can change my tyres, so I could go out and do a run on the super softs. You know, I could do super softs. But then I've got to make sure I do a time that's faster than 1:30 to make sure I start the race on those tyres. You know, let's take a bit more fuel out of the car. Make myself a little bit lighter. I'm going to need that. I'm going for it. I'm going to commit to my initial plan of trying to qualify, get through Q3 on the super softs so I can start the race on these. And again, like I mentioned in my previous video, which was the practice sessions, I actually felt a lot more comfortable on the super soft tyres than I did the ultra soft for some reason. Again, I just kissed that wall ever so slightly. I'm going to stop doing that. I either, coming into the start and finish track, I either run a little bit too wide, and like you say, kiss the wall, or I oversteer too much and come into the start and finish straight very slow in the middle of the track. That last corner is something I still don't quite get right. But again, definitely feel I'm getting better at other parts of the circuit. Certainly these corners now are just, you know, taking me to sleep. Just absolutely perfect line through there. Really got that down. And it looks like I'm half a second up. Wow! Again, maybe taking too much of that corner, cutting it a little bit too much. Racing purists out there will be going crazy and complaining that my lap should be invalidated. So actually, it looks like my combination, my gamble's paying off. Taking out some fuel and driving a pretty decent lap, I've managed to shave off almost, well, over a second.
You've just put in the fastest
I've actually
lap.
broke 1:30. Wow. That's more like it. I'm going to be starting the race on the super softs, which is what I want. Good long stint, one stop onto the soft tyres to use the mandatory 2 compounds. I'm going to do a one stop. That should save me some time over some of the other runners. And I'm up already again in this lap. I could go even faster, not that I need to. New personal bests.
We have 2 laps of fuel.
We have 2 laps of fuel. That'll be enough to get me back into the pits. Ooh, lost it. Okay, I'm not going to set a faster time. Let's bail out. Why didn't I go in the pits? I wasn't going to improve the time. I should have gone in the pits. Because now I'm going to be doing a driving lap. I'm putting wear and tear on my car. So, Q2, done. Q3 then, top 10 shootout. Let's have a look. Fuel is okay. We are on the ultra softies. Recommended for Q3, mandatory set. I wonder if that means I wonder if the mandatory set means I've actually got to run that. I don't know now. Was I supposed to use that set of tyres? Will I be penalised if I don't use that set of tyres? I'm not sure, you know. We'll go out and do a lap anyway and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? I get disqualified. That's, I suppose, the worst that could happen. You use the wrong tyres. Black flag. Now, surely they'd just give me a grid penalty for that, wouldn't they? Yeah, the tyres just scrubbing across the surface. Just hear the slight differences in sound. Ooh, a bit of slide there. The tyres just scrubbing across the surface, no grip. A bit wide there. Right, flashback time. I messed up again. We'll use the flashback, that's me second. Shall I limit myself to 3 per weekend? Ooh, all of the grass.
That's the fastest lap so far.
1:31, that's not very fast. That's not very fast, is it? Okay, here's something interesting. I drove back to the pits and apparently I've got front wing damage. And apparently I haven't set a lap time. How is that possible? It's like it's completely ignored my lap. And apparently thinks my car is damaged when it's not.
190.6.
Okay, I had a crash, but I did the flashback recording thing, the instant replay thing, and basically erased that, yet the game still thinks I have got damage and hasn't recognised my lap time. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to go out and do qualifying again, Q3. Once the car's repaired, and I'll use the mandatory set of tyres this time. Just in case. I don't know if I've just encountered another bug in the game there, but that's weird that my first lap in Q3 hasn't registered, or been registered. I had no issues on my in-lap, I just drove round, come into the pits, and weird that apparently I've got front wing damage and no lap time. So the game is trying to troll me. It gives me a chance to go out and set a lap again. And hopefully this time it'll be a clean lap. Hopefully this time I won't crash and won't use any instant replays. So maybe it's not a bad thing that the game is screwed up, because that lap wasn't very tidy anyway, that first lap. Oh, this one's not much better, I say as I run across the grass. I don't like these ultra soft tyres, they just don't seem to work for me on this track, you know. My lap times on these tyres are really bad. You know, I did what, a 1:28 on the super softs, yet my best time on the ultra softs was like 1:30 something. I'm almost 2 seconds faster on the harder compound. Took that corner well. Carried a lot of speed through there that time. I actually think I know it sounds strange, but I think you get through that corner faster if you don't cut it. You seem to, I don't know why, but it seems to me that you're slower if you cut the corner, which is probably why the stewards don't penalise you. The track limits, I think you carry more speed if you go on the racing line.
Great time. You're currently on pole.
What's that? 1:29.2. Okay, I'll take that. I'm going to keep going though, just in case the game decides to ignore my lap time again. Let's see if I can improve on that. One more lap. Lighter fuel tank, because I've used 2 laps of fuel now. My out lap and my previous lap. So I've only got 3 laps of fuel left. And maybe I can set an even better time now on my second go. Just need to make sure I just keep my focus and keep running the lines I have been doing. That's pretty decent through there. Through there okay. Yeah, I'm doing alright, I think. I'm doing alright. No, I'm over again. I've managed to lose time somewhere. I've lost half a second. Or nearly a second, actually. Oh no, I'm up again. It's amazing how the delta switches so much. I shaved a little bit off. And that's it. That's the end of qualifying. Ran out of time. So good job I got those 2 laps in, because like I say, I don't know what went on with my first lap. The game failed to acknowledge it, lost it into the ether. I'm still going though. I managed to cross the line, so I can still put in one more awesome lap. No.
That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
That did look bad. That looked very bad. Completely broke the car. It's amazing. I'm gonna. Oh, Hamilton's pitting. Oh no, all over the grass. It's probably a good thing I didn't set a faster time there, actually. Seeing as I used the instant replay again. I'm going to have to turn that off because there's temptation there to fix your mistakes. Too much temptation to fix a mistake. Which should be pretty much session ending and race ending. Maybe. Apparently I was penalty 3. So yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand how I got a lap time took off me if I'm penalty 3. I destroyed Ocon, which is what I expect. Which is pretty much what Sergio Perez tried to do today in the Spa Grand Prix. For anyone who hasn't watched the Spa Grand Prix, you know, spoilers.
Hey, how are you?
But yeah, Perez once again crashed into his teammate twice, put him in the wall twice at, you know, insane speeds. Flipping absolutely dangerous individual. Perez.
Today's race, of course, not simply the start of a new season, but the start
cost
of
his
a
team
new
a bunch of
kind
points.
Formula One. Anthony Davidson, great to have you with us once again. This
Needs
is a
sorting
big
out.
moment for the
And I
sport.
can't believe the stewards took no
Big
action
changes to the
against
technical
him.
regulations, the potential
Causing
perhaps
2
to give us the
crashes
biggest shake-up
like
since
that.
2014. Very different cars visually, and
There's Christian
fingers crossed,
Horner.
much faster as well.
Good thing then that combined these teams
There's
put
my
in
car.
just a shade over
Can't believe I'm on pole
13,000
position
kilometres
for
on
the
clock
first
during
race of the
testing.
season.
The cornering speed of these new machines is absolutely unbelievable. How many lap records are still held by Michael Schumacher from 2004? Well, on the right day, on the right tyres, we might just be threatening them this year. Wider tyres, wider cars, more downforce. I have to say they look great, and the qualifying spectacle is undebatable. Now the big question remains.
There's
can they
Jolyon,
follow?
old Captain
Can they
Slow.
race? Or have these new rules gone too far?
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. It's Force India in pole position then, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Vettel, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Massa, Raikkonen, Stroll, Sainz, and Jolyon Palmer, Magnussen, Grosjean, Nico Hülkenberg, and Kvyat, Ocon, Ricciardo, Fernando
Whoa,
Alonso,
what's
and
Ricciardo
Stoffel
doing
Van
down in
Dorn,
16th?
Ericsson, and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid.
Why is
Now it's
Danny
almost time to lights out,
in
so let's
16th?
go down to the track.
That's awful qualifying from the Red
First
Bull.
race of the season and you're on pole. Let's bring home a win today.
I will try my best. Let's have a look at the race strategy then. So we are going... Okay, I'm actually going super soft, ultra soft as my race strategy then by the looks of it. I'm going to add some extra fuel because I want to be able to run in rich mix off the start and then hopefully then turn the engine down. Okay, I can't do anything with the car, I'm not allowed. Tweak the front aero a little bit maybe. But I don't think I need to, I'm happy with my setup. So let's do the formation lap now.
Go, go, go. Clutch bite is good. Gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap.
Warm up my tyres and brakes. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Don't crash on the formation lap, whatever you do. I don't know what temperature my tyres should be, or my brakes. I don't know. Wow, I hit the wall. I'm really bad at formation laps. Really bad at formation laps. So getting the brake temperature up doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. All I've got to do is brake. How do I get my tyres up? tyres are going fairly cool. Need to put some load into them, I think. Like that. Oh! Whoa! Lewis, you're not supposed to overtake. It's a formation lap. Hamilton should be penalised for overtaking me. It's a formation lap. You're supposed to stay in formation. What's he doing? What is Lewis doing? He's cheating.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Watch for the lights. Okay, race start then. Let's hope for a good one. Here we go then. Lights are on. And away we go. With some crofty commentary about now from Martin Brundle. It's a shame we don't have it. And I've got away incredibly well. On the formation lap I did change up to rich mix. I am running in rich mix at the minute. And I'll probably do that for the first few laps. Just to try and keep what advantage I've got. I think I've got a pretty good advantage at this point. I think I kind of streaked away a bit. I left all the other cars sort of standing. I got a really good start. Real good drive away from the line. Lap 2. So this could be quite an uneventful race now actually for me, because I'm in the lead, and as long as I just drive sensibly, I don't see how anyone's going to threaten me, really. Like I say, I'm one stopping, so I've got an advantage over some drivers who are going to be two stopping. The fact that I get to put the so-called better tyre on for my, you know, final stint anyway, I get to go onto the quicker ultra soft tyre, allegedly. Makes it harder for anyone to come back at me later in the race. And like I say, I can build up quite an early lead because I've put that extra fuel on board at the start and I'm able to run rich engine mode, which probably doesn't help my engine wear, which is already quite critical, as I mentioned in my previous video, due to a bug in the game with 25% race distances where basically your practice laps seem to do more damage to your car than the race. effectively what this race becomes for me now is a 15 lap practice session. Unless something goes drastically wrong, I can just drive round and not have any worries. I've just got to try and be as keep my concentration more than anything. Don't make any stupid, unforced mistakes. Like being very careful about letting my wheels creep out onto the grass. A bit deep into that corner, maybe pushing a little bit too hard still, but I'm just trying to keep, put a bit of distance between me and the chasing pack. Then I can drop the engine mode down. I'll be alright then from that point onwards. Oh, put that corner too much, that would have took the cone out. Guaranteed next lap that cone ain't going to be there. Those sort of mistakes I've got to avoid making. Unforced errors. Because it's not like I'm in wheel-to-wheel action with anybody now. The only person that can beat me at this point is me, doing something stupid. Still pretty good, still being pretty good. I've definitely got my favourite corners on this track, the ones that I just seem to take effortlessly. Yep, cone's gone. Cone got launched. Then there's other corners like that one which still I just don't quite get. Even this corner sometimes catches me out, and this corner can catch me out, definitely. Although I took it that better that time. And I've got to go through so much learning because obviously there's so many tracks in the season. I've got to basically repeat this process, a whole bunch of times at every single track. Do the practice programs to get my eye in, start getting a feel, do the qualifying, do the race, and all the time it's still learning and evolving. And then hopefully then, when I get into the second season, I'm a better driver for it. See, that was one of those rare occasions where I went a little bit deep into that corner and then I just stayed on the curb on the second part of the corner just to build my speed up. So close to putting my wheels on the grass again there. Oh, bit of a tank slapper. I'm even starting to take that secret to corners better as well. Didn't hit the apex on the outside of that one. That time, missed it. Getting a little bit deep on that one. Like I say, I actually did start to struggle a little bit in this race. I think I mentioned it in the first video, that by doing the recording all this in one go, all the practice sessions, the qualifying and the race in one session, I actually started to get really physically fatigued and mentally fatigued. You know, it's crazy that, you know, sat here in my office in front of a computer with a Logitech steering wheel, I actually felt physically tired during this race, and I started to make some mistakes in the latter part of the race. Again, I started to get a bit ragged, and it was just purely because I actually started to feel physically and mentally worn out. And this is only at 25% race distance. I can't imagine what it must be like for the people who play it on full 100% difficulty and distance. That must just be, you must be insane. Either that, or you actually do take breaks between, you know, the practice sessions, qualifying, like in real Formula 1. There's no way you can do it, sit down and do it all in one go. And you certainly couldn't do 2 or 3 races back to back at 100% difficulty, or sorry, 100% distance, because you just wouldn't be able to do it. Strange, I can almost hear stadium noise as I come in to make my one and only pit stop of the race. Here he comes. Smooth stop from the mechanics, off they go. I am going to, for my next race in China, try and do the manual pit stop thing, where I actually have to activate the pit limiter myself and also do the whole clutch thing at the start, just to make that a bit more, to throw in another element where I could get everything completely wrong and horrible. I could start getting penalties for pit lane speeding, stall the car in the pits. Oh! Slam the car into the tyre wall again. I'm amazed that I haven't lost the wheel or the front wing there, because again I thumped that quite hard. Again, coming out the pits, just probably needed just to take a couple more corners a bit more cautiously until the tyres were fully up to 10. And we've got a feel for them underneath me. Oh, car at the side of the track there. That looked like Sauber. There was a good example where I made a mistake. Don't know how I got that far left in that chicane to be on the grass. Again, fatigue setting in. I think at this point in the race I've actually switched the engine down to lean. I'm running lean mix now. Although I've got, you know, I've got almost a lap of fuel in excess. I'm trying to save my engine parts. I've got a decent enough lead now, and we've got a VSC. Is that virtual safety car in effect? Yeah. So somebody somewhere's had an accident. Okay, we're going green again. We're going green. And the VSC wasn't in effect long. Somebody's had an accident. Prompt a virtual safety car. Maybe. Who was that? Was that Grosjean in the hats? I think that was Grosjean. He had some kind of triple. Brought out a virtual safety car. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Again, it didn't really seem to affect me. It wasn't. Normally, I thought virtual safety cars were. You put that in effect, and it normally runs for a couple of laps, and you have to run round it at a certain time, keeping to a certain speed, a certain delta. That seemed to only be in effect for about 3 corners. So why didn't they just do it under wave flags? Odd. But I suppose I'd rather have that than a full safety car. But I wouldn't have wanted all the pack closing up on there. You know, I quite like being in front and having quite a gap to the car in second place at this point in time. This has been quite a comfortable race for me, really. Once I got off the line at the start, it was never challenged, but a safety car now would really mess everything up. The please. I wish all the other drivers would just concentrate a bit more. Car in front of us. Who is that? Oh, a bit scared now. First back markers. That looks like Grosjean. So he's obviously pitted since his accident or whatever he had. And now he's in front of me and he's getting blue flagged here. Okay, and how many blue flags does he want to drive past before he lets me past? Six, and now he's gonna. Now he wants to let me past in the worst possible place. I thought the rule was, if you get 3 blue flags, you know, 3 blue flags maximum. You know. He should have let me through a lot sooner than that. That's bad driving from Grosjean. So I've lapped 1 car in this race. Although he did make it difficult for me because he wasn't really paying attention to the blue flags like he should have been. Naughty Grosjean. Hopefully the stewards will have words with him. Maybe some points on his super license, you know. Maybe a grid demotion for the next race. There's another guy in front of me now as well. What's he going to do? How's he going to behave when I catch him? Is he just going to let me past? Is he going to make it difficult for me too? Another thing as well is, as I'm coming up on these drivers, they are actually being a bit of a distraction for me, and I start to get even more kind of a bit ragged and put off with my own driving. So again, I start to make mistakes as I come up behind cars. So I don't know how I'm going to fare as we get into the season, or as I get into the season, and I'm actually going to be like in close races with people, because I really don't handle approaching cars and trying to overtake. And I wonder if that stems from my... Oh, he's parked up at the side of the track. He's broke down. The car broke down there. That was that a Sauber? Was that Ericsson or Verline? Looks like their car's given up the ghost. But yeah, I wonder if the difficulty I have when I come up behind cars in games is actually caused by my real life sort of issues, my actual sort of real life PTSD that I've got following my car accident last year. Because certainly in a real vehicle I have a lot of issues when I'm on the road and there's cars in front of me and cars pulling out in front of me and stuff like that. It's a real anxiety fest. And I actually think it's weird, but even though this is only a game, it's only artificial reality, it's not real, I feel the same feelings. I've won. I've won the race. My first race in the game, and I've won it. I can't believe it. My first actual race in Formula 1 2017, because I've not done any like single races or anything like that. I've jumped straight into career mode and I've won my first race. That's brilliant. I didn't even get that far in my Mercedes save because I had an issue in that, if you watch my Twitch stream, where
Anthony,
I couldn't get the clutch to work, so I never actually started the race.
The safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race
Can't
is
believe it, I've won a
neutralised.
race with
Do you
Force
pit for fresh
India.
rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
I can see them on their way out to the podium now. Force India have really come a long, long way in this
So
sport.
the Mercedes were second and
What a special
third.
race this was to see them
Okay,
earn
then.
that top spot.
Woohoo! My first trophy. I'm going to take that as being a fluke. I would expect, as the races go on and the season goes on, I don't have that level of performance every race. I'm going to put that down to first race of the season luck.
Time to go